morning and welcome to our Integrated Care Northamptonshire Virtual Wellbeing Festival 2022. My name is Anne Linstall and I'm supporting today's session with my colleague Dave. Go to the next screen please, Dave. Just a reminder that today's session is the Festival Open and Laugh Therapy, and we are recording today's session so that we can put it onto the website and colleagues are able to watch on catch up. Reminder that you've got your cameras on and interaction is absolutely encouraged during this session, as you will see as we move through the morning. There will be an opportunity for questions at the end of the session, so please use the raise your hand function or use the chat box. There is also, for anybody that's hard of hearing, you can individually turn on transcripts so that you can see the live text of the session on your own screen. Next slide, please. Okay. So it gives me great pleasure to welcome to this morning's session Naomi and Toby, and they're going to say a few words about the festival and the fact that we're all here this morning. So welcome Naomi, welcome Toby.
Right, Toby, who's first?
Why don't you go? I'll let you open up, Naomi,
right,
then I'll come in.
Right, okay. Welcome everybody. I'm Naomi Eisenstadt. I'm chair of the Integrated Care Board, which went officially live on Friday. So it's all very, very new and very exciting. And I'm hoping that we really do achieve the kinds of things that we're meant to achieve for the ICB, improved health for everyone, and particularly reducing health inequalities.
A really warm welcome to everyone today. And as Naomi said, the timing actually of this is brilliant. This is the start of the first full week in the life of our integrated care system as a result of the statutory changes that took effect on Friday last week. And so this is kind of day two for Naomi and I in terms of our new integrated care roles. And when we talk about integrated care systems, we often drift off into discussions about organisations and governance and structures, but it's actually about people. It's about people, it's about teams of people working together and teams working together across organisations. That in essence is what our integrated care arrangements are about, is how we work together and bringing it back to us as individuals and the brilliant work that we do day in, day out. So I'm really delighted that the timing of this Wellbeing Festival right at the start of the new life of our integrated care system, because it's a really great reminder and it builds on the work of the last couple of years of these brilliant sessions of the importance of looking out for ourselves, the importance of looking out for our own health, our own well-being, our physical, our mental well-being. And when I was looking through the schedule for the events coming up over the course this week, I just think there's some brilliant stuff lined up here. And again, I was kind of going through doing that little mental check of the things that actually keep me balanced and sane. And when I was looking through the programme, I could kind of see most of it in there. I could see exercise, and most of you know many of you will know I'm an avid cyclist. I could see cooking, food's a big part of my life. I could see photography, I could see sleep, I could see gardening, and this opening session, laughter. And if we don't have a bit of humour and a bit of lightheartedness in our day-to-day life, and we don't stop and we don't take time to smile, those things don't cost anything, but they make a huge difference. They certainly do to me and to the teams that I work really closely with day to day. So I'm delighted to be here, delighted to be alongside Naomi opening today's session. I was also looking at the schedule, which I know is going to be shared in a moment. Some of the headliners, as ever, I think the team have done an amazing job really attracting some great contributions there. I'm always reluctant about name checking any of those because I know they'll all be awesome, but I did see one at the back end of the week which really, really made me smile, and probably also said something about my age, which was Mr. Motivator, who I can still recall in various colours of lycra jumping around on daytime TV when I was quite a lot younger than I am now. Some of you on screen are smiling and were therefore recalling the same experiences. So, well, look, I'm delighted to be here, delighted to be able to open today's session with Naomi. I know it's going to be a brilliant week, and this opening session in particular, really, really looking forward to. So, Anne, I will hand back to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for both of you for being here and for sharing your thoughts. And I know we're going to have a really brilliant week. So Dave, if I could ask you just to share the schedule that Toby's referred to. Yeah, and the and many you will all have been on the website. That you can click on any of these sessions across the week, and if you don't get the chance to watch them live, you can watch on demand. So everything is going to be there as a resource for you to support your health and well-being. So it gives me great pleasure to welcome to today's session Barry Taylor. Now, Barry, I know, has got a brilliant session lined up for us, and we're going to, as Toby said, laughter and is such an important part of getting us through to do the work that we all do. So over to you, Barry.
Thank you very much. I did think about, you mentioned Mr. Motivator. I did think about wearing the colourful spandex today, but I didn't want to kind of steal his thunder, so I went with the plain black. I just want to thank you for allowing me to be part of this Wellbeing Festival. It's a real pleasure, and it's a pleasure to be here on the first day and one of the opening sessions as well. So thank you very much. I'm not here as a stand-up comedian. I'm not here to make you laugh, but what I hope I will do is facilitate some laughter and create some situations, some activities that will encourage you to laugh and also to see the benefits of laughter as well. I'll try really hard in the sections where I am talking, try not to mansplain my way through how you should be laughing more and why you're not. What I would like to do first of all, though, is to open with an activity. Now, with all of these activities, what I'd really encourage you to do, if you can, is to create yourself a bit of space. I'll tell you when to switch cameras on if they're not already on, or switch your mics on. The more we see each other and the more we hear each other, hopefully, the more laughter it will encourage between us, because laughter is very contagious, and it can be quite a blocking medium. Teams and Zoom and so on, virtual. It's not the same as working in a live participatory environment, but we're going to do our best today to do some activities which will work in this medium. So if I can actually move on to the next slide for me, Dave. This activity is called Mr. and Mrs. Right. What I would like you to do, there are 5 actions that go with this activity, which I hope you will join in with. It's an energizer. I'm going to tell a story about Mr. and Mrs. Right, and the 5 actions I would like you to include are up, down, left, and right, and then side. So if I say during the course of the story, up, down, left, right, or sides, you then have to do the action that corresponds with that. Can I just ask, when I do left, am I left or am I looking right from your side?
You're on the right.
I'm on the right. Great. In that case, we reverse it. So up and down is the same, but this time, if I say left, you're going to have to go right. And if I say right, you're going to have to go left. Otherwise, it's going to look strange, isn't it? So create yourself a bit of space. If you want to stand up and move, you can do as well. And this is the story of Mr. and Mrs. Right. Okay, here we go. This is a story of Mr. and Mrs. Right. One evening, Mrs. Right was baking an upside-down cake. Mrs. Right called from the kitchen. "Oh no, there's no flour left. Gerald, you'll need to go down to the shops right away." Mr. Right said, "What do you need flour for?" "I'm making you an upside-down cake," said Mrs. Right. "I can't believe you forgot to check the pantry before you started, Doreen. You never get anything right." "Don't be difficult, Gerald," replied Mrs. Right. "Get up off your backside and help me. I'm baking you an upside-down cake, for goodness sake." "But I'm watching the Price is Right, and there's still a good 5 minutes left. They've not even started the showcase showdown yet," said Mr. Right. "Oh, come on, Gerald," said Mrs. Right. "I went down to the chemist to get your Germaloid cream the other day and missed half of Downton Abbey for you, so don't give me that. If you go down to buy right, it should only take 10 minutes if you left now and came right back." "Little's nearer. Why can't I go down there instead?" said Mr. Right. "Because it closed at 8, said Mrs. Right. "Can't you borrow a bit from Doris next door?" said Mr. Right. "No, she's down the bingo on a Friday night, and Janice on the other side hasn't got any left either." "Come on, Gerald, don't get upset. If you left now, you could still be back in time for Love Island. There's a £5 on the side." Mr. Right put down his Ovaltine, stood up, and left the house, looking very down about the whole affair. Mr. Right pulled up around the corner from Buy Right, and in an attempt to get back as quickly as he could, he walked right up to the nearest shop assistant and asked them where the flower was. The shop assistant pointed and said, "Go up to aisle 3, turn left, and the flower's halfway down." "Which side?" said Mr. Wright. "It's on your left," said the shop assistant. And Mr. Wright walked down to aisle 3, picked up the flower and took it down to the tills, where there was a huge queue. After what seemed like an age, he paid for it and left the shop. Mr. Wright turned left and walked down the road, but he couldn't remember where he'd left his car. Suddenly, he remembered that he'd driven Mrs. Wright's car and that his car was in the driveway at home, right where he had left it. He finally found the right car and raced home. Eventually, a weary Mr. Wright found his way back and pulled up the drive. Mrs. Wright was waiting inside impatiently. "I thought you said you'd be right back," she said. "I left all the cake ingredients on the kitchen counter and the cat got up on the counter and has been at the butter. You'll just have to go back down the shop again." Mr. Wright sighed. He had no energy left. "Oh, I'm going up to bed," he said. "Anyway, I need to go on a diet, so I might as well right now." And he left the room. The end. Fantastic, well done. I hope that's given you a bit of energy, got you moving around, got your brain thinking. The reverse thing wasn't anticipated, so I'm quite pleased that happened because it meant you had to think twice as hard. Okay, on to the next slide. Bit of talk now. Laughter, this is what we're looking at today. We're going to look at what it is, why we do it, what happens when we do it, how does it benefit us, why don't we do enough of it, what makes us laugh, and where we can get more of it from. So, slide please. The first thing we're going to look at are the 3 myths about laughter that keep us from laughing. The first, you need a reason to laugh. And of course, you don't need a reason to laugh. And actually, there are a lot of things that make us laugh or that we choose to laugh at that don't necessarily link to comedy and humour. Surprise, for example, can make us laugh. The idea of being shocked and then suddenly laughing afterwards. Banging our elbow can often make us laugh. The second myth is that we laugh because we're happy. Of course, we don't laugh because we're happy. What we often find is that we're happy because we laugh. A sense of humour and laughter are one and the same thing. The primary thing that makes us laugh tends to be comedy and humour, but it's not necessarily the same as laughter. And joy tends to be something that we choose to be. It's a mindset. Slide, please. So what stops people from laughing? There's a really interesting book called Laugh by Lisa Sturge, and she did a little study into why people make excuses for not laughing. And she managed to encapsulate them into the 4 most common quotes. The first being, "My teeth, I feel so self-conscious when I laugh." The second, "I have a responsible role and have to remain professional. I don't want to lose control." So that idea of not being able to laugh at work because it kind of comes across that you might be slacking a little bit or seeming unprofessional. The third, "If I start to laugh, I might cry." Laughter and crying, very close bedfellows. Both of them are emotional releases. I prefer to laugh. It feels nicer. It involves less cleaning up afterwards, less tissues, unless you're doing it really well. And the fourth, "I don't want to appear silly or ridiculous. People will think I'm crazy." So it links with that idea of feeling self-conscious and therefore not wanting to show our emotions. Slide, please. 3 keys to laughing more, and these are the 3 things really which I hope that you'll take from today's session and use during today's session. The first being willing to laugh, choosing today to laugh. It doesn't have to make you laugh, but you can choose to laugh and give yourself permission to laugh. And I hope that by the end of this session you'll understand a little bit more about how laughter can help us and the benefits of laughter. Slide, please. So the next activity we're going to do is called Baby Face. Children are a fantastic mindful tool. When you're spending any time with a baby or a small child, it's very hard to think about problems and feelings from the past or anxieties in the future. They're really great for centering you and bringing joy into your day. Babies pull funny faces, and we pull funny faces at babies as well. So this is a little game, peekaboo, and what I'd really like people to do, and this is going to be interesting because I can see some of your faces on the screen as well, but I'm going to ask you, I'm going to do the age-old thing of, where's she gone? Where's he gone? And then shout, peekaboo. And you're going to get yourself right up to the camera as close as you can. And when I say peekaboo, you're going to pull your face out, your best funny face, and we'll kind of build it from there, okay? This is where the feeling silly starts. So get yourself ready. I'm going to do 3 or 4 rounds of this. I want 3 or 4 different faces, please. Right up to the camera. So here we go. Oh, where's he gone? Where's he gone? Peekaboo! Excellent. And cover your face again. Oh, where's he gone? Where's he gone? Where's he gone? Peekaboo! Excellent. I'm so busy looking at the camera, I'm not seeing the faces. I'm not going to look at the camera for this one. Okay, 3rd one. Oh, where's she gone? Where's she gone? Peekaboo! Hey! Okay, for this 4th one, I'm going to ask you to do it again, but this time I want you to add a funny sound, okay? It can be a fart sound, it can be a squeak, or whatever sound you think would be appropriate to go with the face. And we'll do 2 of these. Okay, so here we go then. Where's she gone? Where's she gone? Peekaboo! Excellent. Next one. Where's he gone? Where's he gone? Peekaboo! Excellent. Well done. Okay. We're going to move on to the next activity, or the next bit of talk. So if I can move on to the next slide. Okay, we're going to look at the different benefits that laughter has. And we're going to start off with the psychological impact that laughter can have. Laughter reduces stress-related hormones. So when we're stressed, we produce 3 main hormones, namely cortisol, epinephrine or adrenaline, and growth hormone. And when we laugh, what that does is it lowers our anxiety, it reduces our stress, and it makes fears, worries, and phobias a little bit more manageable for us. The double benefit of laughter is it also, as well as reducing these chemicals, it produces 4 other hormones that promote happiness, namely positive endorphins, dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin. And what these do is raise our pain tolerance, it elevates our mood, it enhances resilience, gives us a sense of safety and well-being. And it also releases gamma brainwaves, which are similar to those that are released during meditation. So it gives us a feeling of calm, of focus, alertness. It improves memory and it boosts our problem-solving ability and creativity. So there's a lot of research at the moment that's gone into how laughter sessions can really benefit students before they go into exams. Anxiety can often block short-term memory and make performance in exams quite difficult. So the idea of doing laughter exercises to reduce that stress and anxiety, whilst at the same time improving memory and making people more alert, can have real benefits to pupil attainment and exams. Slide, please. Other areas where laughter benefits us psychologically are the areas of the brain that become active when we laugh. And the 2 main that we're looking at here are the limbic system and the central nervous system. The limbic system affects fear, aggression, threat, motivation, and the triggering of memories, feelings, and emotions. So the 2 primary areas that are activated when we laugh are the amygdala and the hippocampus. The amygdala issues have been linked to a variety of disorders when this area of the brain is impacted, namely Parkinson's and autism, as well as several others. The fact that laughter triggers parts of that brain, of that part of the brain, research is starting to show that actually laughter sessions, laughter yoga sessions, etc., can benefit people with those conditions. Also, the hippocampus, disorders such as dementia and severe depression are heavily impacted within the hippocampus region, and that ability to activate that part of the brain, as well as laughter sending oxygenated blood around the body, particularly to those areas of the brain, can have real benefit. Secondly, the central nervous system and the spinal cord, and the spinal cord being the mainline train that takes information from our brain and informs the rest of our body. So the impact of laughter in our brain spreads to other parts of the body through the spinal cord and central nervous system. The negativity causes changes in our whole body, which the immune system responds to as if it was an invading cell. So when we get stressed, we get anxious, we get panicky, the immune system responds to that as if it's some kind of problem, disorder. And what it does is it leaves us open then to genuine illness and infection, which is why often stress can be linked to so many different disorders and diseases because of the impact it can place on various different parts of our body and how it leaves our immune system open. So what benefits the brain also has positive effects for the whole body. Okay, on to the next slide. We're going to look at the physiological impact of laughter, and then we'll look at another practical activity. So first of all, it improves respiration. I have a lung condition, and I find that when I do laughter sessions, it really helps to build my lung muscles and offers a lot of benefits beyond that as well. So laughter strengthens breathing and lung function. It increases oxygen levels, which the blood then circulates to benefit other parts of the body. There's a lot of benefit that laughter has for heart function as well. Studies have shown that it raises our heart rate. It can lower blood cholesterol by 66% and raise good cholesterol by 26%, studies have shown. It reduces inflammation around the heart and increases blood flow by 22%, which the double benefit being that stress actually decreases that by 35%. Blood vessels become widened by 50% when we laugh, and laughter also releases neuropeptides which lower our blood pressure as well. So studies have revealed that those who took part in an extended period of fortnightly laughter sessions reduced their systolic blood pressure and showed improved response to arrhythmias, hypertension, and the recurrence of heart attacks compared with a control group. Next slide, please. Laughter also boosts our immune system, as I mentioned before. It increases instantly our IgA, which is a critical antibody which boosts the immune system and our energy levels. It widens the thymus and it activates and releases T cells, which are our killer cells, the protective cells that attack tumours and viruses. And it raises disease-fighting immunoglobulins by 14% as well, which also are there to protect us. Pain relief and tolerance is another benefit of laughter as well. It releases encephalin, which is a natural internal tranquilizer, which, like for like in quantity, is 10 times more powerful than morphine is. So research has shown that actually people who laugh more after surgery, providing it's not abdominal surgery, the pain medication they require was 10% less than those who weren't involved in those kind of activities. It also exercises and relaxes us as well. So it reduces muscular tension, it massages our inner organs, and laughter yoga activates our internal obliques 150% more than crunches do as well. So the pressure that puts on our abs, our diaphragm, our lungs, as well as our shoulders, our back and our face as well. It increases our appetite hormones, and particularly with the chemicals leptin and ghrelin, and it lowers and regulates blood sugar levels as well. So particularly as research has shown by Keiko Hayashi in Japan, showed that actually laughter sessions to people with diabetes seem to have real benefit for them in managing their blood sugar levels as well. Okay, slide please. So we're going to do a little bit of laughter yoga now. We've done some laughter yoga before, and I've done some live laughter yoga sessions. And the important thing to note at the beginning is that laughter yoga is an exercise as opposed to a form of comedy. Because what you tend to find at the start of a laughter yoga session is that people participate in it and feel very self-conscious initially because they think that this is meant to be funny. And actually, it's an activity that involves stretching, breathing, and the idea of using feigned laughter to create genuine mirthful laughter. A laughter yoga session generally comes in 5 parts. There's a welcome at the beginning, there's some warm-up activities, then there's some laughter and breathing exercises, there's then a laughter meditation, which you can see from the bottom picture there, some people participating in, and there's a variation on that which is really nice, where participants' heads are on the stomachs of the person, so they're all in a zigzag fashion. So as one starts to giggle, it shakes the head of the next person and creates a kind of chain of laughter, which is really nice. And then the sessions end with a grounding activity, and most people leave tending to feel lighter, more energized, but more relaxed, as I'm hoping that we'll get from this short kind of whistle-stop tour through laughter yoga. A bit of background to laughter yoga. Dr. Madan Kataria, who's a general practitioner in Mumbai, had done a lot of research into the benefits of laughter and was fascinated by how laughter could help people in a multitude of different ways. And he wanted to create some activities that he could share with his patients and with the wider community. So with his wife, Madhuri, who was a yoga teacher, they put together a program of activities, which he then took out into the parks in Mumbai. And this kind of built in popularity. And he then taught people as practitioners how to deliver his program. And it's now, there are now 10,000 laughter yoga clubs around the world in 130 different countries. It's become a bit of a phenomenon. So we're going to look at a few of these activities now. And for this, you're going to need to find yourself a bit of space because there's going to be some movement involved. There's also going to initially be a little bit of awkwardness, but go with it because I think you'll find afterwards that there's going to be a real well-being benefit to it. So if I could go on to the next slide, please, David. What tends to happen in a yoga session is that you'll hear quite often, very good, yay, very good, yay, which immediately sends people off guard because it feels very strange to just be going, very good, yay, around the room. The idea behind it is first of all, there's a stretching activity. The chanting kind of is working your lungs. The clapping of the hands is getting the blood circulating and hitting those pressure points in your hand as well. And it's also used as a transitional between one activity to the next. So getting people focused and saying, this is the end of this activity. We're now going to get started on another one. So we're going to do 4 rounds of this to start off with. Very good, yay. And then I'm going to introduce to you some breathing exercises and then some laughter exercises as well. So find yourself a space. If your camera's not on yet, stick it on. It'll be a laugh watching each other. Stick your microphones on as well so that we can all hear you. And find yourself a space. I'll start us off and you can join in. We're going to do 4 rounds of this. Okay, ready? Very good, very good. Very good, yay! Very good, yay! Very good, yay! Okay, great. Another activity which you tend to see and is often used as a transition between one exercise to the next, it's called Calcutta, but you'd recognize it because it goes ho, ho, ha, 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 ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. And it's getting those lungs kind of pumping and getting that oxygen working around your body. And it tells those that are participating, it's the end of this session, we're going to go on to the next one. There's an action that goes with this, as with all of them, which involves a stretch. So you're going to go ho, ho, ha, 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 ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. So you're working your arms, you're working your chest muscles, and also you're kind of pumping those lungs as well. So we're going to do 4 rounds of this one. Please join in with me. Okay, here we go. Ho, ho,
ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha.
well done. Does it feel strange? Okay, the next one is a breathing exercise. It's called a hastasana, which is the breathing exercise in yoga. It's been adapted to be called hastasana. So it starts off as a breathing exercise and then becomes a laughter exercise afterwards. So we'll start off with it as a breathing exercise and then we'll introduce the laughter element. Okay. So think of it in terms of a palm tree. You're going to stand there with your hands at the bottom, and then you're going to slowly create a palm tree with your hands then meeting at the top, as so. Now, as you lift your arms up, I want you to inflate your lungs, fill your lungs up, and then hold that position at the top with the full lungs. And then when it feels like you can't really hold it much more, then you're going to breathe out and fully let that air out until you bring your arms back to the bottom again. We're going to do 3 rounds of this first of all, and then I'm going to introduce the laughter side of it as well. So, hands at the bottom, and breathe in, and hold, and out. And again, breathe in, and hold, and breathe out. Third one, breathe in, and hold, and breathe out. Okay, we're going to do 2 more, but this time, as you breathe out, I want you to breathe out with a so that all the air's gone, but with a laugh this time. So instead of it just being a gradual expelling of the air in the lungs, it's actually been pumped out, which is also pumping the heart and pumping that oxygen around the body. So we're going to do 2 of these. We're going to breathe in and hold and out. And in and hold and out. Excellent. Okay, the next one is called a sun salutation. And this involves you linking your fingers together as so, placing them down at about the belly button. You're going to be breathing in, and as you're breathing in, you're lifting your hands up to almost neck face level, and then flipping them over, and then stretching them above your head as so, and then holding the lungs full. And then after a few seconds, the arms will come down by the side like the previous exercise. So we'll do 3 of those. Okay, hands linked together at about belly button level, and breathe in. Oh, I've done it wrong. And hold. And out. And again, linked together. Breathe in. And stretch. And breathe out. Third one. And breathe in. And breathe out. Now, the laughter part comes again with the expelling of the air. So as your arms come down, you laugh and bring yourself down as well. So you're laughing it out into the floor, and it just pushes that extra last bit of air out. But also it's working those lungs as well. So we'll just do 2 of these. So same as before, the fingers linked together, belly button level, and you breathe in and stretch to the top. And then out on the laugh. And we're going to do one last one of these. Hands linked together. And breathe in. Stretch. And out. You can see how this is working the lungs, but it's also really good gentle aerobic exercise. So taking this into care homes, working with patients who perhaps have not just come out of surgery, but would benefit from some light cardio aerobic exercise. So this can be really good as well as quite uplifting. Okay, the last one is the Montalbanasana, which is also known as butterfly wings or the reverse prayer. So that AKA gives you an idea of what this is going to look like. So we start off in a prayer position, but you're going to reverse that. So it's like so. And then what happens is you're going to breathe in, and as you breathe in, you're going to take that over your head so that your prayer is pointing downwards, down your back, and then your arms are going to stretch out to create that butterfly wing. All the time you're breathing in, you're filling your lungs up. And you hold that. You don't put the arms down afterwards. You breathe out with your arms stretched out like that. So we're going to do 2 of those to start off with, and then we'll add the laughter part to it. So the reverse prayer first of all, and then you're going to breathe in. The hands go up and behind the back, and the arms stretch out, lungs full, and then arms staying where they are. You breathe the air from out of your lungs, so it's every last bit's gone. And back down to the beginning again. We'll do 1 more of these. And breathe in. Arms stretched. Chest still full of air. And breathe out. Okay. The laughter part comes again in the expelling of the air. We'll do 2 quick ones of these, and then I'll go on to the laughter exercises. So start off with the hands in the reverse prayer. Going to breathe in. Hands behind the back, arms wide. And out on the lap. 1 more of these. Hands back in the reverse prayer. Breathe in, fill those lungs up.
Yeah, no, it's lovely. Thank you.
Hands behind your back, arms spread. And then out on the left. Excellent, well done. You'll start to feel lightheaded. Have a drink if you need to have a drink. Right, the laughter exercises. We'll do these very quickly. These involve funny noises, silly movements, but they tend to have the same benefits, which is working our breathing, getting our heart pumping, but they're put into everyday activities that we might recognize. The first one is called the milkshake or the lassie. You've got 2 cups. You're pouring the milk into 1 cup, and then you're pouring the milk back into the other cup. Mix that milkshake up. As you pour one into the other, you're going to go, A, and then back again, A, and then as you're drinking the milkshake. Okay, so we'll do a couple of these together. First of all, A, Second one, A. If you're in an office and there's other people around you, they're going to think you're absolutely barking. My neighbour can hear through the window at any moment. The second one is called the airline hostess. Anybody that's had the benefit of going on a holiday at any point over the last couple of years might actually remember what it's like to be on an airplane. But there's that bit before the plane takes off where the airline hostess or hosts kind of stand there and talk you through what will happen or what's supposed to happen if the plane plummets to earth and lands in the ground like a dart. Apparently you're going to survive it, and this is how you're going to survive it. So they tell you where the exits are at the front and at the sides of the plane. They tell you about the light that runs down the middle that you're supposed to follow. Underneath your seat, you've got a safety jacket, which you put over your head, and you fasten it around your waist. There's air that comes down from the top, a mask, which you put over your butt, over your mouth, and you breathe deeply. And then finally, if you're still alive as you land into the ocean, there's a little whistle you can blow, which will make sure that you're collected. So you blow on the whistle. With every activity or every action that goes with this, you laugh a little bit more. So by the end of it, you're laughing insanely at the fact that you're in a freezing cold ocean and someone's actually going to save you. So we're going to run through these actions. You can follow me. And I want you to laugh louder and louder on every single action that goes by. So here we go. I'm going to start off with where the exit points are. So thank you for humouring me and going along with that. We're going to do it one more time. Really build that laughter up, because what it's doing is you can feel the oxygen pumping around your brain, which is having untold benefits that you'll probably feel for the rest of the day. So I'm going to start off with the exit points first. Excellent, well done, thank you very much. The third one is called crying, which I'm going to do as soon as this session's finished, as I'm sure you might. And this involves expelling all of the negative energy and then coming up feeling joyous and mirthful. So again, the exercise, the physical exercise part is the bending over. So you're going to bend over into a ball and cry as you're going down, and then you're going to rise up and stretch into a star shape and laugh loudly as you stand up. So 3, 2, 1, go. That's one, the lawnmower. My petrol mower is absolutely knackered at the moment. So this is most Sunday afternoons. You're going to start off by pulling the, whatever that is, the hood. You're going to pull the hood, and every time you do it, you're going to go. And after about the third one, the mower's going to start, and you're going to be full on laughing as the mower takes you up around the garden. Okay. Oh, if you'd like to join me on this last one, humour me. Okay, I'm shattered. Okay, here we go. One more of those before I collapse. Here we go. Fantastic. Thank you very much. I'm going to take a swig from a chug jug if I could go on to the next slide. Okay, the third bit of the talk, and it's the social and emotional impact that laughter has. So laughter can influence our mindset, and our mindset influence our health. So our mindset determines what we think, and what we think affects how we feel, and our feelings create emotional reactions in the brain. And then those emotional reactions in the brain has an emotional effect on the rest of our body. Laughter also promotes a positive emotional climate. So laughter draws the brain's focus away from negative emotions. It allows you to see situations in a more distant, realistic, less threatening light. So it gives you a little bit more control over your problems. The ability to step back from them and laugh at them almost empowers you. It provides an emotional release, much the same as crying does, even if you can't change the situation. And laughter adds joy, optimism, resilience, and positivity to life. So as Dr. Kataria says, if you can't solve your problems, it will definitely dissolve your problems and allow you to step back from them and look at them in a different way. Next slide, please. It also strengthens relationships, and this is where laughter can be really important in the workplace. It enhances teamwork and cooperation. It signals social interest in a companion. It builds trust. It unites people during difficult times. It can trigger positive feelings and heals resentments and disagreements. It fosters emotional connections and creates positive social bonds. It diffuses anger and conflict. Laughter, like yawns, are contagious. It's the reason that they use laughter tracks in TV sitcoms. It's possible to approach a group of people who are laughing and actually start laughing without even knowing what the joke is. And my wife's terrible for this. If we walk into the room, she's an identical twin anyway, so her and her twin sister laugh all the time about things, and neither of them know what they're laughing about. But that ability to walk into a room and everybody's laughing, and you're like, what are you laughing at? And you can end up start laughing and you don't even know what the joke is. Because we're 30 times more likely to laugh when we're with others than when we're alone. So you can sit and you can watch a TV show or a film or go to a performance at the theatre. And if you were sat there watching it, it might not be anywhere near as funny as if you were feeding off the laughter of those around you. Next slide, please. So some of you might be familiar with this. It's had about 35 million views. And if you could start it now, I'll talk over the beginning bit because there's about 30. The Skype laughter chain is, it starts off with a baby and on Skype, and they start with the chain laughter, false laughter. And what tends to happen is it starts to grow, and that person then starts genuinely, at which point the next person brings in laughing and probably but that then makes them laugh as well. It's a chain of laughter. And it's the way in which we laugh that makes this funny. Stop talking, just listen to different people. I would urge you to go and look for this on YouTube. It's had so many hits. What's great about it, lasts about 4 minutes, but we won't play all of it. But it's the ways in which people laugh that make that so humorous. And you'll see so many different diverse ways that people. It's like watching a David Attenborough documentary. It's like animal noises, some of them, but it's great fun to watch. And just the idea of watching someone else laugh and listening to the way that they laugh can often be a trigger for your laughter. Next slide, please. This one is another example of how laughter can be contagious. And this was a social experiment that was done where there's a hidden camera crew on board. I think it's a tube train, and a chap gets on and he's got his earpods in, he's got his tablet, and he's clearly listening to something funny, or we're to assume that he's listening to something funny, and he starts to laugh. And the laughter grows. And it's really interesting when you watch this, how different people's reactions are to laughter. In the same way as if you were in a room and you were doing those laughter yoga exercises, the kind of funny looks that people will give you before they actually join in with that laughter and find your laughter amusing. So just take a look at this. It's about 1.5 minutes, but it'd be interesting to see how people's reactions change to this guy laughing. That's great. I really like that one. It's quite an uplifting little clip. Okay, on to the next slide. So 10 ways.
Place for you. Yeah, handball class. Yeah.
Just bear with me, Barry. There's
decided
to jump along about 5
all of my
spaces.
colleagues, and they will contact you shortly.
Just 2 seconds.
All right. Cheers. Thank you.
What?
Thank you.
Got a laugh, haven't you?
Got to laugh, yeah. Can't take ourselves too seriously.
There we go. I think
10 ways to help yourself laugh, and I'll fly through this because I know that we're running out of time. First, spend some more time with babies and small children, as we looked at earlier. They're great fun. Smile more. If you're not in the mood to laugh, start with a smile. It's the best pay it forward that you can have. Make eye contact with people, make that emotional connect with them, and smile. 9 times out of 10 they'll smile back, and you'll have lifted their day. They will then probably go and smile at someone else, and it will just spread. And it can often be the starting point for conversations and laughter that follows. Tell someone what you're laughed about. If something is funny, tell them what it was and let them be included in that laughter. Share your funny and embarrassing moments. Do something out of character. Laugh along with strangers is a great thing as well, and it links to number 8 as well. Seek out laughter. If you hear laughter, gravitate towards it because it will lift you up. Collect toys. Have something on your desk that makes you laugh or will lift you up. There was someone I used to work with who had one of those little sound machines that little children have, and when you turn it upside down, it goes "Moo." And she had another one which had a sheep that went "Bah." And just that little thing. And there was somebody else I knew that had a little kind of Gus the gorilla, and you squeezed its stomach and it went and just that idea of noises and playfulness and silliness can be great. Even a funny picture of your kids can be just enough when you're feeling low to look at that and lift yourself up. Risk looking foolish. There's nothing wrong with looking a bit daft. And as we looked at earlier with the laughter yoga, fake it to make it. Sometimes you just got to falsely laugh at things that aren't funny to release those chemicals in your brain that actually make you feel happier and want to laugh. Next slide. We're going to skip this one. We're going to go on to the next one because I know we're running out of time. There's a couple more important things. Laughter triggers. What makes you laugh? It's really important to identify the things that make you laugh so that you can surround yourself with things that lift you up when you feel like you need to laugh more. So on to the next slide, you'll see that there are a whole gamut of different genres, styles of comedy, with comedy and humour being the most common thing that makes us laugh. Just take a moment to look through those and think about some of the literary, theatrical, recorded things that you might watch and how many of those that actually make you laugh personally. And what makes one person laugh won't necessarily make someone else laugh. So you've got obviously the most common one, stand-up comedy. There's deadpan humour, improvisational comedy, a whole range, alternative comedy, etc. On to the next slide, there's some more on there. Horror comedy. There's a lot of kind of subgenres that have been created from comedy. So anybody that watched The League of Gentlemen or Inside Number 9 or something like that, that element of tying in one genre with another, the element of surprise can make us laugh in itself. So combining horror and comedy kind of works somehow. Schadenfreude, blunder, harm, joy. It's one of the most common forms of comedy that you actually find on the TV, and it links very close to slapstick and physical comedy. So if we skip to the next slide, you'll see that one of the most common types of comedy that we see on the TV are those kind of home movie things. I think last time I saw it was about 28 years now that You've Been Framed's been running on TV. And it's been syndicated around the world, America's Funniest Videos and so on. They did a little entertainment magazine and did a little poll to see what people found to be the most funniest clips that they'd seen in the previous series. And it's just interesting looking down that list, how unfunny that looks on that slide, but that they seem to make people laugh when they actually saw the clip. And how many of those are actually children hurting themselves, which makes it really strange. But it's that idea of you laugh at things so long as it's not happening to you. So if you're walking down the street and someone skids on a bit of dog poo and does this kind of ice dance, it would annoy the hell out of you if it was happening to you. But God, it's funny when you see someone else going through that. Okay, on to the next slide. This is one I like. Social media has a fantastic way of sharing these clips with us that we used to get from home video movies. It's such an accessible form of media now. So things like Facebook and YouTube, you can watch these little shorts, TikTok, etc. And they don't have to be very long to be funny. This one quite cleverly is entitled "Guy Slips on Ice for 17 Seconds." So just take a look at this, because I think the way that this guy manages this situation is hilarious.
Oh my God, dude, that party was so... Oh, I almost just kicked that rock. I'm not gonna fall.
What I love about the clip is that the part about 10 seconds in where he actually tries to outrun the ice. He tries to get to the other side of the ice, which I think is great. But that idea of laughing at things because it's not happening to you and finding the joy in other people's pain for some sadistic reason brings us joy. Okay, next slide. So one bit of advice I would give is to keep a laughter bank. Make regular deposits into your rainy day account for when you might need to make a withdrawal. Once you're clear on the things that make you laugh, try and surround yourself with them. It might be jokes that you keep on Evernote. It might be clips that you save on your Facebook or as favorites in on your YouTube account. It might be a funny picture or books that you find funny. Surround yourself with the things that make you laugh, so that when you are feeling a little bit low, you've got those things to hand. You've got those TV shows on your digibox that are saved that you can just dip into after a stressful day. And it's a case then of reducing those stress levels and releasing those chemicals that then will lift you up and take you out of that feeling of stress and anxiety. Next slide. So the final activity, it's a very quick activity, and I hope you'll all participate in this final one. It's a quick virtual scavenger hunt. Whether you're in the office or whether you're at home watching this, I hope that you can find the items around you which will help you to complete this task. You've got 3 minutes within which to do it. I'll list what the items are and then the music will start, and you have to find these items and bring them back and then adorn these items and hold your best catalogue pose to just make yourself, well, to finish this session looking as ridiculous as you have been all the way through. So if I click onto the next slide, please, David. These are the items that I want you to collect. I want you to get a sticker or a post-it note and wear that, and I want you to see what your childhood nickname was. I want you to go into a kitchen or somewhere around the office and find an item that you can use as a hat. Get your socks, your pop socks, your stockings. You have to be creative if you've got tights on, and turn those socks into gloves. Find a tea towel or something similar that you can wear as a cape. Toilet paper, find some toilet paper, make yourself a scarf. Something that you can stick or balance on your nose, a spoon, I don't care, whatever it is. And then you need to be finishing off by holding something that you treasure. It might be a teddy bear, it might be a grandma, whatever, and then you need to return. There's 2 pieces of music. One lasts 2.5 minutes, the other one is 30 seconds. When the music changes, that means you better get back quick and have these things on. Okay, are we all ready? Okay, when the music starts, that's your cue to start. Best of luck, here we go. Final 30 seconds. Fantastic. Well done. I wish I could see every single one. I don't know. Dave, you look fantastic. You came prepared. Oh wow. Oh wow, there's a whole group there. That's fantastic. Kerry and the Northamptonshire group. That's fantastic. Well done. Thank you. Thank you for humouring me. Thank you for taking part. There's a quick summary which I'd like to just fly through at the end. So if I could click onto the next slide, Dave, that'd be great. So laughter. That's Robin Williams in the top photo there. He's playing Patch Adams in a film, and Patch Adams is a real doctor, and that's the photo of him at the bottom there. If you haven't seen Patch Adams and you work in the medical profession, I really urge you to go and watch it. It's a fantastic film. Laughter is free, it's non-pharmacological, it's easily accessible, it doesn't require facilities or equipment, you can't overdose on it, there are no adverse side effects. The feeling and health benefits stay with you long after the laughter subsides, and laughter feels great. Last slide. So laughter, it has a wealth of health benefits. It helps you to connect with others, so start with a smile. Seek out laughter, it's contagious. Don't take yourself too seriously. Project positivity, what you put out, you will get back. Keep a laughter bank, invest in it regularly, withdraw when needed. If you need to, fake it to make it. Your body can't tell the difference, it'll release those chemicals anyway. And really the most important point is to rediscover the child in you and play, because we don't stop playing because we grow old because we stop playing. If you'd like to know more about the health benefits of laughter, visit my website, which is laughtertherapy.lol. And if you want to hold a live workshop and you think that it'd be something that benefit your colleagues or with the people that you care for, then my email there is at the bottom, barry@laughtherapy.lol, and I'd love to see you where we can do more activities that work better in a live environment. But I hope you've enjoyed today. I hope you've got something from it, and I really hope that during the day you'll feel a little bit lighter, a little bit less stressed, and that you enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of this fantastic festival as well. So I'll hand you back to Anne and David, and I thank you all very much. I feel ridiculous.
Lovely. And I think we've got a question from Ian. He's got his hand up. Ian.
Sorry, it was an accident. I didn't mean to put my hand up.
Oh, okay.
It made you all laugh though, didn't it?
Oh, that's brilliant. Okay, well, Barry, thank you so much for such a entertaining session, as I knew it would be. And I have to admit too, I think I find people falling over very funny, including myself when I've fallen over when I've been running. But it's something about that just makes me laugh. So thank you so much, Barry. You've been brilliant. Thank you to all of the colleagues that were on the call today. Yeah, we've really appreciated you taking the time to join the session today, and for everything that you do. And Dave, if you could just very quickly share the couple of slides, if you can go one further forward. Okay, just for colleagues that are still on the call, if you share your feedback is a real gift. It helps us shape the content. It helped to shape the content for this year, and it will do for next year. If you we have got a prize draw running, so as they say, you need to be in it to win it. So if you scan the QR code that's on the screen on the left, you can be entered into the prize draw. And this year we're giving a gift of a year's subscription to the Happy News, so please look out for that. And then you can find more resources for the festival on the festival website, which all of you are here, so you will have found it, but just a reminder, the link is on the screen. If you can click on a couple of slides, please, Dave. One more. Thank you. So for those of you on social media, you can see the social media hashtags for Integrated Care Northamptonshire on there. And if you use the hashtag, I've got to get this right, VWBF22, we can share your thoughts, what you've enjoyed about sessions, what you're going to take away to encourage colleagues to come along. Thank you very much. Finally, thank you from me to everybody, and again to Barry and to the behind the scenes support team, and enjoy the rest of your day.